Hello there, I'm Neurobax, and welcome back to Stellaris. Last time we just got our first few steps out. We didn't really get much done, sadly, but hopefully this will change. With this one, I'm just setting out my attack fleet, or my combat fleet, if you will, for more, basically, just exploration close by. Now, we are going to still be using the science ship a lot with basically surveying everything. But I'm also going to use the construction ship. I'm just going to move it over here right away because there's a engineering tech here and a society tech here. So basically, it is decent to just get that hooked up. But you also need to remember that each station that you set up, each little one of these, do cost me 1 energy credit a month to maintain. So you have to actually make some decisions in terms of is it really worth it or not.
Evading hostile fleet.
And as you can see here, we are done with the mesem system. It's, again, there was a Gaia world here. We're going to have a look at that because it's kind of, it's not really that rare, but it's kind of rare. As you can see, it's a Gaia world, and basically it's an ideal temperate world with a nitrogen oxygen atmosphere and a resilient ecosystem, optimal conditions for all known higher life forms at different latitudes. So basically every single life form can live here without any problems whatsoever, and that's why its habitability is at 100%. Now, the thing is, continental worlds will only give me a habitability, unless there's some special occurrence on the planet, of 80%. So in theory it's a lot better, but it's way too close to my starting point, and it's way too small. Because an 8, basically, if we look at the surface here, it's an 8-place planet. You can't really do much on it, specifically considering that I would have to slap the capital down here. And the capital will not boost tiles with tech on it. So basically it would just be boosting mineral techs here. So again, it would not really be a good expansion at all.
Special project complete.
That is something you need to actually take into consideration when you do things. So we found our first challenge, I guess. As you can see here, the Casvalivia Commonwealth. Avoria salute you. So the thing is, I have no need to rush into war. So, but even so, let's see, these guys are democratic crusaders. They're an indirect democracy. They hate me because they're democratic crusaders, so we're probably never going to be friends. So what we're going to do is take advantage of being militaristic. We're going to rival them, which will give us extra influence a month. And as I said, this influence we can use to actually build outposts, which we'll look at later once we start finding some more things to look at, if you will. So for now, as you can see, each time my ship moves out, it'll have to move to a system, then warp back, move to a system, then warp back, because I have to go every second step through a wormhole station. So it's a little bit awkward with that in mind. But I'm also kind of having an awkward system here. There's way too much tech here. And I'm not actually kidding. I've never had this much tech in a starting system.
Special project complete.
So, as you can see here,
updated.
we our void cloud observation has finished. We'll task the scientific department with collecting and collating data relating to the void clouds. And as I said, these are basically just space monsters. That is what they actually are. So they're kind of hard to handle, but that's fine. We'll be able to deal with that. So they just made me their rival as well, which is not surprising considering that I rivaled them. But as I said, we're just going to continue creating research stations that we need. We actually have 3 more potential research stations we can make in Rantor. But what I really want and really need,
complete.
Let's see here. As list likely void cloud systems to situation log. Now I don't really care about the void clouds, let's just face it, they're just another little monster. So, but getting 60 physical research, especially in the early game, is kind of good. It's almost a year of physics. And extra damage to void clouds is also good, seeing as we are in the early game and we'll have to deal with them later. Now, this should actually properly have, this properly ended up as a modifier for my empire. As you can see, I'm Cloudbuster. Damage to void clouds plus 10%. So that's decent. Now, with that said, as I said, we're also just going to keep on exploring here. I need to find minerals. That's what I really need. Minerals and to some degree some what's it called? Energy credits. That's the thing. So we'll just focus on that. We'll place our construction ship in orbit because we're going to be constructing there next once we have the 90 minerals required.
Anomaly found.
Found another anomaly. Do we want to research
complete.
it? Sure. Here we go. Our first research has been done. The administrative AI, which will boost our research for the rest of the game. Now we actually have a lot of interesting. This is why physics is good, because physics has most of the weapons, most of the defenses, and most of the power. So if you want to create tough ships and actually be formidable on the battlefield, you're going to need all of these things. So the thing that I like to actually start with is power. Deflectors are really good to have, but I prefer to just have a stable power. And there's a second reason why I'll go with power. As you can see, power is focused, is research on particles. Some will probably go with blue lasers as they got it so early, but I'll go with power. We can handle the laser cannon lighter. This is basically just an upgraded version of my standard lasers that I started with. But as you can see here, Heike's expertise is on particles, which basically means that if I research particles, she gets an extra 10% research speed on top of whatever she had from before. And it's basically the same as the Spark of Genius, except the Spark of Genius works on everything, which makes it so insanely good. And as you can see, her expertise will be rockets, so missiles. But let's just see how the
Situation log updated.
we found some Delta aliens. Let's just go ahead and investigate them right away. Now, how are my laws in terms of murdering things? Let's see. My policies in terms of the purge is prohibited. Basically what this means is that I can't actually... Whenever I take over something from someone else, I can't just slaughter everything. They'll have to become a part of my empire, which is going to be kind of difficult to play with, but we'll try. The back's Technocracy begins to habit towards World's Survey event chain. So basically,
log updated.
it's basically a, as you can see here, xenobiology surveys survey any worlds with an active biosphere that we come across. They are eager to learn more about the diverse alien ecosystems found throughout the galaxy. Basically, we just need to survey habitable worlds, like the two we actually had here, the two we actually had here, and things like that. Silicon life forms. Some kind of burning silicon-based life form inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Soldor 3. As best as we can tell, the creature feed off rocks, and there's evidence that suggests that they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface. So basically, it's most of the anomalies will turn out to give research boons, which is pretty damn nice to have. So let's just build that mining station and keep on building stations for the time being. There's not really much else to do, sadly. I might have made a mistake in turning this into a spiral arm and not having
Special project complete.
So as you can see, we're done with the special project for one of the aliens. The spaceborne lifeform, which the bank's head of society research has come to refer to as Tianki, are docile creatures, capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They roam from system to system with relative ease, though nearly the same ease as the bank's fleets. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It is highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attacked, even when provoked. They can safely be ignored. Basically, we found some space cows, if you will, that does not get angry, which is good, I guess. A survey of Solidor 2 had revealed a certain region of planet home to primitive alien proto-civilization. Our probes show that their Neolithic culture has mastered fire and developed a rudimentary spoken language, but we've yet to see any evidence of metallurgy or written communication. So basically, what we found here is Stone Age primitives. Sadly, that is a little bit annoying, because as you can see, I can build an observation post for anything that has post-Neolithic. So I'll have to keep an eye on these guys and see if, for some reason, they would go past the Stone Age while we are nearby, which would actually be kind of nice to do. It would be nice of them if they did, but I am not holding my breath. Well, I'll keep on building research stations. I should probably build another survey ship actually, so I can
Research
survey
complete.
a large area quicker and figure out what I want to do. There we go, my research is complete for the engineering part. Now, robots are good to have. You can basically use them as exchange for a person. Armor, always nice to have. Thrusters for speed. And these are basically sublight, which means that how your fleet will move in system. Chance to evade means how good your ship is at evading, taking hits from other ships. And what we really want to do though is get improved spaceport to build bigger ships.
System
So we'll take that for now.
Anomaly
We found another anomaly with a failure risk of 2%. Watch me fail this one. But yeah, we'll just keep on going as I have been. And I think I'm going to start with the whole pause thing right now. Because basically what's going to end up in the next 10 to 20 years is that I'm just going to do the exact same things over and over again. Survey, find land. Once I start expanding, I'll probably come back to you guys. But one of the major areas of extreme verdancy on Sol Dio 6 is entered on an overgrown alien structure. Initially thought ruined, closer observation by James Cook revealed that the building has mostly survived the crushing embrace of the planet's flora. A special project had been issued to find a way into the structure.
Situation log
So again,
updated.
this is also something you can get from the anomalies. As you can see, it's reclaimed by nature, it's available. It requires me to have a scientist present in orbit. It needs to be level 3 or higher. My scientist is level 3. So she actually just leveled up, which is hilarious. So let's just go ahead and research that. It'll take 60 days. My scientist can't really do anything else in the meantime. But as you can see, we're finding way too much science for this early game. Holy shit. I really... the thing is, I would have loved this for a little bit later. Because what we really need is actually minerals and energy to actually, well, take advantage of this. Right now, it's not really being used in any meaningful manner. Let's just be honest. So let's just build a research station there.
Special project complete.
So the special project is complete. The overgrown structure, an alien mineral processing plant on Sol Dio 6, was, prior to its abandonment in the distant past, mostly automated. Hosts of artificial workers lifted at the floor. The organic components, for the bodies were largely of a biological nature, held upright by polymer endoskeletons, long since rotted away. Science officer Hannah Saini speculates that it is the organic remains of these automatons that, soon liquefied and drained into the ground, provided an intense boost to soil nutrition and allowed the native flora to grow both abundant and resilient. Plant can be reactivated, but the automatons, fascinating this may be to Hannah Sassani, will never work its all again. So the plants can be reactivated, but as you see here, the result of this is that she gets 100 experience and expertise industry. So basically, she got a research trait for industry, which is decent enough, but not great. There we go, research complete. We get monthly influence. We can now do propaganda broadcast for edicts, but let's just set up our new thing here. Border range is very, very good, and I'm not even kidding here. What border range basically does is extends your border. Quite self-explanatory. The other research that we finished was the energy storage for the fusion reactor, which means that our ships will now be more energy efficient. And the next thing we'll get is actually gravitonic sensors, because we have a lot that we need to survey, basically the entire galaxy. So speeding up that process will definitely be helpful. Now, where was I? Have you finished surveying that? You have, yeah. Survey that. Survey. Nope, survey. And survey. Survey. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see what's actually inside your borders and not sometimes, so the little thing here is nice to have. Now, what I'm going to do is, as I said before, I'm going to build another science class ship. And that's basically just get surveying done quicker, but also so that I can get it done before my rivals that are around me actually start expanding on their own. So it's going to be kind of awkward here, because I'm going to have to fight these guys, and I'm definitely going to most likely, since purge basically means you're killing off the inhabitants, which is a clean way of destroying planets.
Construction complete.
If you can't purge, I don't think you can actually destroy a planet, or basically make it uninhabited. So we're going to have some problem with handling people due to that, I think. But all science ships need to have a scientist as leader, so we'll recruit a new one. It costs influence to do so. And as you can see, they have all different perks. Basically, this one means they're cheaper to recruit, as you can see. Careful, anomaly fail risk, I like that one. We'll take her. And we'll send her out to the further reaches and see if we can find anything of interest here. Now, I forgot to actually hold shift, which means that the orders didn't stack, which is a little bit annoying. But not much I can do about that right now. With all the things that I built, we're now in negative energy credits, so I really need to find
hostile fleet.
Something new. We found another crystalline entity. Why am I not surprised? So let's just. The thing is, your science ships will be set to evade. Anyway, so as soon as they run empty, anything that's excuse me, anything that's remotely hostile, they'll run back to safety. So you don't really need to worry about them unless you change it. For some of the things they think is actually aggressive, we'll just stay quietly in the system and not bother them. So it's kind of an awkward thing to have going, no matter which one you choose. I'm going to still build a couple more research things here. It's going to bring me into negative energy credits. I'm already losing about 1 a month. But hopefully I'll find some here. If not, I'll have to just build outposts and find a place to do it. We can also just go on our Bax Prime here. Go on the surface, and as you can see, there is one here, for instance, where I can build... Just slap down a power plant on, but I'll just do it on this one. It's just food. It's not that important right now. We can just build a hydroponic farm up here, for instance, and everything will be fine. But here you actually see my traits. Continental preference. I get 80% on continental habitability, and then tropical and ocean are my 60%. So they are my preference if I don't get my main preference, which is kind of awkward. I still have to research the colonization of those areas though. But yeah, this is going really, really slow forward. Usually, the funny thing is my 2 test games to just get the basics down, they did not start this slow, not even close. So I have no idea if I was just lucky for that game or if something weird happened here. Let's just research that anomaly right away. We've actually found more tech in Full Baden. The funny thing here is, if I really wanted to become a tech empire, this is probably the dream start for so many people. I finally found something that was decent in terms of minerals. For some reason, someone was towed an asteroid into stable orbit around Full Baden. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroids for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they begun. So as you can see here, once again, a anomaly that gives tech. And as you can see, we now have tech on all 3 planets, which means that if I want to take advantage of that, I'm going to have to build 3 things. Now, I think we are ready to challenge this anomaly, which there are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization in the vicinity of this gas giant. That one is kind of interesting actually, so I don't want to do that one. I actually ran into that one. If it's the one that I'm thinking about, I don't want to do that one just yet. I want to build a little bit of a fleet before I do that, for, well, secret's sake. But you'll figure out soon enough. Now, for the time being, we'll keep on building things. Say another continental planet actually. So we have actually, in theory, we could just set up a little
evading hostile fleet.
Let's see, crystalline entity 128. But as I was about to say, in theory, we could just set up our own little part of space here, pretty much without any problems or concerns whatsoever. So we'll have to see what we do with that next time. But I'm going to just survey these few more stars here before we call it the end for this episode. But let's see. Energy storage, do we want to upgrade that? This is basically just better power plants and storage for my planet. We still have the blue laser that we need to do. So let's just get that one done. It'll take, as you can see, 3 years, but it's something that we need to get done anyways. To just get our, it's just to make our ships a little bit stronger. We can upgrade them down the line, so it's not really anything we need to do before we start producing ships. It's just nice to have. So as you can see here, we have found our chilly planet. The planet of interest in this system is covered in layer upon layer of dense ices of varying composition. Apparently it was once home for more varied and pleasant biomes. Special project is issued to investigate this possibility.
Log updated.
So basically, as you can see with the mathematician analysis on a chill planet, we need to basically just go there and bring scientists to level 2 or higher. The chilly planet would be this one, which is a frozen world, which we haven't actually surveyed yet, so we don't really know if it would be anything of interest on it. So yeah, not really that much to say, sadly. Oh, this is interesting. We detected presence of a primitive alien civilization on Europa. They're present in what could be considered a late medieval age, with a firm grasp of metallurgy and a feudal society. The printing press is accelerating the spread of knowledge. We should consider building an observation post. So, I guess that was here? Yeah, we found, as you can see here, we found someone from the late medieval age, and the thing is that we can do with them is, as I said, we can establish a listening post above them, which allows us for basically the creation of science from just basically looking at them. So we'll probably do that. They're just outside our borders though, which is a tiny problem. It'll take 20 months before we get that board increase. So I'm thinking of actually investigating area, and depending on if it's good or not, probably it won't actually matter if it's good or not, we're going to build an outpost there. But we're going to do that next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.